Hello, everyone. Welcome to Liberal Tarot. I'm Sherry, a blue dot and a red state, utilizing Tarot to offer insight into these very interesting times we have going on here in the United States. So I'm really glad that you're here and welcome. So, the focus of today's reading is going to be ICE. And specifically about how they're having some troubles getting people recruited into their little shit organization. Imagine that. People hate ICE. I mean, like they're offering insane amount of money. It's like up to what was it, $60,000 of your student loans forgiven, 50,000 signing bonus, 100,000. What was it like a salary? I mean, it's insane. They've been going around. They have. There's no cap on the age requirement. Like there's no, you can be as old as you want. There is no degree requirement. I mean, I don't even, do they even require a high school diploma? You know, they do not require a college degree. I do know that. They are now targeting Gen Z. They're trying to poach law enforcement officers, which that's making the law enforcement just so happy, you can imagine. Now, through all of their recruiting efforts, they did get Dean Cain, so he can kiss his career goodbye. And so, yeah, I want to look into that. They even thought somehow that South Park making fun of them was a way to, use a screenshot from South Park to encourage recruitments. And South Park did respond in a way that I would fully expect Trey and Matt to respond, and it was glorious. So, yeah, I want to look into the base reading into ICE recruiting, and is it working? I don't think that it is. The other thing that I want to look at is the resistance against ICE. And I'm going to put a call out to you guys. If you're watching from LA or you know somebody from LA, I have been seeing TikToks, and I'm real hesitant because, like about stuff that I see. I mean, I don't take that as gospel. It's like if I see something interesting, usually I check out, I'll go to Aaron Parnas because he's really good about being on top of this stuff. And also Under the Desk News. I love her stuff too. But usually Aaron Parnas is like right on top of these things. And he's not said anything about this that I'm aware of, but it's the LA music festivals and ice sculptures. Apparently, there is still people taking to the streets and protesting ICE in major ways in LA, and that information is being suppressed. The only place I have been seeing videos has been on TikTok, and the reason they're calling it the LA Music Festivals and ice sculptures is because if they call it they're using code words on that. And so I kind of want to look into that, like how is the resistance looking. And so if you know somebody from LA, or you yourself are from LA, and you have personal videos that you have or experiences with that, let me know. Drop that into the comments, because I really would love to know, because as I said, I'm only seeing it's almost like underground media there on TikTok, and I would like to, as I said, I don't know exactly how much of this is current or if these are older videos or like what's going on there. So we'll look first at ICE recruitment, and then the second part is going to be the resistance to ICE. I mean, some of the people were saying things like, like they were using super soakers against the ICE. I know that past reporting has been, they're dumping glitter on them so that they can be recognized out into the public. Whenever they're not, hiding behind their masks like cowards, they're still identifiable because they've got glitter all over them. So, because of the lack of recruitees, they're having to go above and beyond to try to entice people to take these shit jobs. And if you saw the last South Park, it summed it up quite nicely. Okay, so base reading into ICE recruiting. How's that working out for them? How is this ICE recruiting working? Okay, as always, this is for entertainment purposes only. And how's this working? Well, they're hoping it's going to work. I get this, let's see, the balance, patient, weighing options. This is what we want, but it's not really working out as well as what we had hoped. A lot of ideas, but it's not actually manifesting. And so they're just trying to push more into, they're trying to put more into it. It's like I'm getting like pushing a rope. That's the feeling I'm getting with looking at this. The challenge, I can just imagine what the challenge is, but what is it that Tarot's going to tell us? That King of Pentacles. This is, like the challenge I'm seeing is like these predominantly men and like how they're being seen in the world. Like people know that like they've already gotten, like I honestly what I'm feeling, and this is almost like a good feeling in that they're having troubles recruiting because like the scum of the earth has already, like they've already got that first round, and so now there's no more, there's like no one else. They've already kind of got that first layer of scum that's being ICE agents, and there's like nobody else. That's the feeling I'm getting with this. Okay, that there you have people, the challenge is trying to get Americans to sell out their fellow people, and they're not wanting to do it. They're not even for money. It's like, you couldn't pay me enough to do that. That's the challenge. People are saying no to this. Well, that's good to know. The options, how can we, and I just said, like, they've already got, like the scum of the earth, like they've already gone through like their normal channels and got all the people they could out of that. And now, the fools, like who else is fool enough to actually sign up with ICE? Okay, decisions, the foundation, the past experiences are, everybody wanted to work, it's almost like this feeling like of course everybody wanted to do this. And no, they don't. They do not want to do this. I'm also getting like the reason they have to have so many more agents is because of these stupid quotas they have. And it's like, this is not going to happen. And you're just causing more problems than you're solving with what you're doing. Okay, that's kind of the feeling I'm getting here. And the potential is things being blocked. What they're doing is not working. They're going to have to do something else. The money is not enough. Okay. So are they going to try something else? Are they going to have to try? Because right now this is like, what other options do they have? And also the options. Here you've got for the options and also the potential. The options are, how can we find people that are stupid enough to do this? Because the money's not working. What else can we try? So what else are they going to try? They're going to offer more money. Here, we'll give you more money. To charge forward, to do our bidding. And I think that there's maybe even concern that either the money runs out or they don't pay the bonuses. There's like, people don't trust them, rightfully so. Like, are they actually going to pay? You might want to cash that check and, get that in the bank before you sign on any dotted line. So, yeah, I don't... what else do we need to know about the recruitment of ICE? Because this is just like, they're having trouble. Good for them. Any final messages here on the recruitment? It's like, the people who have already signed up, not talking about them, I'm talking about anybody that they are trying to target in the recruiting, is like, no, we're not doing this. What you're doing is tearing families apart, and cruelty is not what we're participating in. Like, they just don't want to have anything to do with it. No, this is not who we are as a country. And we have other ways. I'm just saying other ways of doing things. That's the first thing that came up, like looking out into the future and how we take care of others and what action we're taking. Like, this is not the action that we need to take. We need to take different action. And it's like keeping families together, offering a pathway to citizenship. Like that's where the majority of Americans are. And they're not wanting to be part of this, debacle of, I'm sorry, shit human beings doing shit things. I mean, nobody wants to be associated with that. And anybody that would want to be associated with that, they've already recruited. Okay. That's what I'm feeling with that. So I got to be real honest. Whenever I saw the pay, I was like, oh, maybe I could. Okay, hear me out before you're like, if she was going to consider doing that. Okay, not seriously. But it was like, oh, like that would be, like that's our salary for, more than a year. And so it's like, oh, we could get out of debt. We could do all of this stuff. And I could be a mole. That's what I was going to do. It's like, I could be a mole and and my husband reminded me, you are a registered Democrat in a red state. They are not going to hire you. And I was like, yeah, they're not going to hire me. But the intention was if I were to do it, it would be as a mole and I would release everything to everybody. So I'm not going to be, I would not be their candidate. And I think that for the most part, I think that's how most Americans would feel. It's like, yeah, the money's great, but good God, you got to sell your soul to the devil in order to, and then do it's horrible and it's horrendous. And so it's like, no, this is not, if it was a job doing good in the world, that would be one thing. But this is like Hitler's, private army here, that's rounding up people. Every part of it is no. Okay. So no, I was not seriously considering it, other than if it was ever a serious moment, it was like I could be a mole and I could release all the information. So honestly, I wonder if we're not going to get that. Because if I thought of that, surely somebody who is younger, and like, I don't know, male would probably, there's no way that I would ever they would take one look at me and go, and then look at my voter registration and be like, you're not hired. But I wonder if somebody I'm just curious, is somebody going to, because apparently they're not really caring too much. And are we going to start getting people who are, telling everything that's going on there? Are they going to be giving South Park more ideas for another episode? So are we going to get people in there that start, releasing information on just how horrid ICE is and the what they're being told about, covering their face, how they're acting and all that, no arrest warrants. I mean, it's just barely a step up from citizen's arrest at this point. I mean, it's so unlawful. So are we going to start getting people, scamming the system and releasing information? And I'll just do 3 cards on yes, no on that. And with that, are we going to get that? People are considering it. As I said, I was like, oh, we, take the money and expose the corruption. And so if I thought of that as a joke, I'm sure that there's other people thinking, oh, how could we do that? So yeah, it would not surprise me. Shedding a light into, on this, horrendous policies that they're doing, and they're trying to keep things hidden. So would it surprise me to have, somebody try to join and then, spill the tea, so to speak, on everything? It would not surprise me at all. Like all the things that they're trying to keep hidden about what ICE is doing. And, you can start getting whistleblowers. Will there be whistleblowers? Let me ask that. Will we get any whistleblowers into ICE? Things that have come to an end. They're trying to keep it really secret. Fox is loose in the hen house. This is the, lying, stealing, and false friend. I wonder if somebody isn't like, this isn't going to be a whistleblower. Saying, and they're, technically like doing it for the money, lying about why they got in there, and then like acting like they're the false friend, but yet releasing information about what's going on behind closed doors. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me at all. That's just more of a kind of gossipy type thing. But, anybody thinking of doing that, that would be, I would not fault them at all. And also, as I said, with the intent of being a whistleblower. Okay, how's the resistance against ICE looking? As I said, if you know anything about this LA music festivals and ICE sculptures that's going around on TikTok, let me know. But just in general, I know that there is resistance against ice. I want to know, how is that looking? Is that continuing? Is it going to continue? You know, regardless of, you know, the LA music festivals and ice sculptures on TikTok. Just curious. Resistance into ice is definitely not making their jobs easy. Probably not helping the recruiting. So ice, the resistance into ice. Very first thing is this Two of Swords, choices being made, and it's also like a just cause. Blind justice is always, you know, what I associate with this as well. Okay. And once again, going within, show me, you know, shining a light into the righteous path very quickly. Karma, the Wheel of Fortune, what goes around comes around, the wheel. The past recent influences are, yeah, I think that they've already recruited all that they can recruit. So now they're trying to, you know, they're preying on the people who need the money. That's what they're doing. And I don't think this is ice. Ice is preying on the people to get the money. Karma's a bitch because you get the resistance is there. I'm curious about these two cards here in the middle. And quickly, King of Wands. I wonder if that's Gavin Newsom. Because, you know, I was kind of focusing. I know ice is kind of like everywhere right now, but I know that there's a lot of that resistance that's going on in LA. So that's kind of why I say is that, you know, Gavin Newsom. And that they're quickly, it's like passing the laws. You have to show your face. You have to, you know, you have to do all these things. Not that I'm expecting any of them to comply with it. But the resistance, how can we block them using the law? Okay, the resistance is now including, I think, the legal things. How can we stop them legally? And with me feeling like this is Gavin Newsom, what can we do legally? What legislation can we pass? So yeah, I think the resistance is only going to increase as you get states and governors now part of that. You know, it's like, why is it that the people why is it, you know, we are having to put ourselves out there? It's like, where are the politicians? And some of them do go out there. And I mean, you know, looking at the Democrats, you know, who have gotten, you know, arrested. What was that? MacGyver. In her case, there's certain cases that I have been keeping kind of tabs on. Representative MacGyver, Judge Hannah Dugan. Those are two cases for sure that I, you know, kind of keeping an eye out on. The Rockland case, these has nothing to do with ICE or anything, but these are just cases that I'm looking at. So, and I know that they've talked about passing legislation that would require, you know, ICE agents to, you know, comply with things like, I don't know, you know, telling people, you know, who you are. So that's kind of what I'm feeling is like that next level up for the resistance. What about the people resisting? Is this going to, you know, what do I need to know about that? Okay, everyday people resisting. Yeah, bringing an end to this. And the challenge is that, you know, these people are under directive, but the common people, it's like they are trying everything they can to put an end to this. Against the, I see that the challenge is these ICE agents, they don't identify themselves. They've been given directives, but the people, I always get the foundation of this is, you know, the people overcome all the things that they're doing. So I don't think it's going to be any one thing. You know, in the past you have the people, you have, you know, then they started the glitter, and then now you've got, you know, legislation being passed. You've got the politicians and the governors stepping up. You have, so it's just like each one of these things, and this is the recent influences. This is going to continue. And then the outcome here is, yeah, this is not who we are as a country at all. Changes, emotions, yeah, just getting, what are these changes? From the resistance. This is going to fall apart. Yeah. falling apart. When this administration comes to an end, coming together as a country, who is it that we are as a country going forward, looking out into the future, and what is it that we want? So that's kind of the outcome here with this. Not the outcome that I was expecting, but it's the outcome that, came up. I mean, it's actually kind of a better outcome, which is it's all going to come to an end. Okay. All roads lead to the Tower card. The Star card. I wonder if I have the Star card in here that I can find easily. I don't think I can. Yeah. Why is it I can never find the cards when I want them? Okay, so the card that comes up after the Tower card is the Star card. And just think of this as, I may have even had it out here. No Star card. Okay, so the card that comes up after this is the Star card. And so think of this as all just that stuff that does not work, things that do not serve us well, whether it's thoughts, ideas, institutions, administrations, government administrations, that doesn't serve us. This all has to break away. It has to, and it is. It's coming to it's falling apart. And so what comes out after that then is when this administration comes to an end, and ICE is part of this, and it is like not helping the situation. It is not helping the Trump administration stay secure and stable. It is helping on the resistance side of it's pissing people off. And it's like, if anything, what ICE is doing is bringing a faster end to this administration. As I said, it's the Epstein files that is going to be that like in election interference. This is not helping. This is a piece. This is one of those lightning bolts, okay? And then after this all falls apart, we as a country get to decide, who are we as a country, and what are we going to do going forward? Okay, new beginnings, new talks about who we are as a country. Okay, and I was asking about the resistance against ICE. So yeah, I think the resistance is just fine. It was nice to see that the governors, are definitely stepping up, especially the blue state governors, housing. You've got them housing, the Texas lawmakers and passing laws, to counter what, maggots are doing. And that includes, against ICE. So yay. The ICE recruitment, they're suffering. They've already got the scum of the earth, and they can't find anybody else. So that's good to know that they're struggling with the ICE. That gives me hope that, if they're having that much troubles, that means that this is not popular at all. Nobody of any, good standing wants to be, conscious, morals, wants to be a part of this. So the fact that they're struggling, that gives me hope, okay? That those poll numbers really are correct. He's 37%ers. That's it. And I would expect that to even go lower as people start waking up. So thank you very much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. I'll put another reading up here for you to check out and subscribe. And I will catch you on the next reading. Have a good day.